Ready?
Tonight, I'm gonna make this a night to remember. The end of it. It's okay, that's not miss anything. Get ready? Okay, whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
So this song is called Beautiful Surprise. It's by one of my favourite singers, India. I love her music because her lyrics are so inspiring. It's often quite meaningful and deep, and you can relate to it. So yeah, she inspires me.
You're always on my mind. I never could have predicted that I feel this way. You are a beautiful surprise, intoxicated every time I hear your voice. You've got me on a natural high. It's almost like I didn't even have a choice. You are a beautiful surprise. Whatever it is that you came to teach me, I am here to learn it, 'cause I believe that we are in the stars. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm living in the moment, and I'm thankful for the man that you are. You are everything that's for my prayers. So I know our angels brought you to my life. Your energy is healing to my soul. You are a beautiful surprise. You are inspiration to my life. You are the reason why I smile. You are a beautiful surprise. Get it together. You have to heal your body. Get it together. You have to heal your heart.
weird. It's like being a different person for the day.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's cool.
It's like coming out of my shell a bit more and being the focus of, I don't know, like being just put out there a bit more, because usually I'm quite reserved and in the background a bit more. And I think even the way I dress, like I don't tend to accessorize as much or wear like bright colours. So I think this is nice. It's like, hey, I'm here, you know? Yeah.
Feel like a queen.
Yeah.
Everybody should feel like a queen. Yeah. So is it like putting on a new face, or is it like putting on a brighter, more visual face of who you are inside? Which one is it?
Probably, I don't know, it's a bit of both, because I'd say I'm quite Afrocentric. So usually when I dress I wear a small Afrocentric piece or something, but I don't tend to wear a lot of makeup or anything, so I think that part is not me. But the whole dressing in a way that's Afrocentric, that represents your culture and your identity, that's something I really stand for. So yeah, I feel like that part is me. So yeah, emphasizing that part. Yeah.
So does it make you think of ways in which maybe you should put on more of that each day, or is it just sort of like a one-off, like you said about when you were having your makeup done, feeling like, oh, this could be like a wedding day, you know, which is usually like a once in a life, you know, those kind of occasions are usually like things that happen once in a, so does this make you feel like I should do this more often, or is it like a once in a, or, you know, like what is that like?
I feel like it's still a once in a I've seen how long the process takes. So.
Okay, that's true.
But I do appreciate what everything has done. Like I feel like.
So what parts? What could the takeaways then be? What parts could you then, you know, or would you want to emphasize more in your day-to-day kind of like attire, or the way that you carry yourself? Or?
More just thinking about how, because usually the way I dress, it depends on how I feel. Sometimes I feel like I just want to be comfortable, or sometimes I feel like I just feel like I want to show my culture a bit more. So I think it's just a reminder of asking myself, like, what do I want to show today? What do I want to convey? And then through that I will decide, you know, to wear something a bit more African, something a bit more just relaxed. Yes, that's how I roll, and I think I'll continue to do that.
I really love that actually, and it's making me then think, how does that have any bearing on your music, like the way you pick songs or the kind of lyrics that you sing, like is that also a part of it? Are you trying to bring a part of your culture into that, or part of your identity, or are you trying to emphasize something? How would you say your style impacts, or your approach to style impacts on your style of music?
Let's say the meaning, like the thought behind it. So with the music I listen to, it tends to be always like the feeling you get from the music and what thoughts it triggers in you. So it's always the lyrical content, and you know, like what you can learn from it, if it inspires you. So if I listen to a song and it's just nonsense and it has a good beat, you know, fair enough, it has a good beat, but it's not something I'd keep listening to or remember.
Okay. Because
it's not something that has inspired me or triggered a certain thought or made me feel a certain way. So yeah, I think that's it kind of links with my style as well, because it's all about the thought behind it as well.
When can we stop? Are you ready?
Whenever.
Here we go. Okay.
La 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 la. Right?
Oh, you both.
You're like the most composed. You and Anderson would just be like, whatever.
We're enjoying it really.
Yeah.
Really.
No, it's good. I love everything. It's so lovely to listen to.
This song is called No Longer by Jonathan McReynolds, and it's basically about not dwelling in sadness or guilt or worry, but just being bold and just accepting the fact that God has blessed us. It will get better. We keep trusting God and lean on Him. So, yeah.
Oops, here we go, round and round in circles. Stay tuned for the sequel. Every time I think I'm straight, I make that one mistake that sends me on my way. So I stand right here, right now, in the best way that I know how to say, God, please help me out. And I hope it's not a riddle. All things are possible with God. It's just that simple. No longer will I let the world influence me. No longer will the devil have control over me. No longer will I let my flesh keep me weak. 'Cause I'm yours, God, and I'm turning the page of my life. Ooh. Tired of just trying, tired of the crying, while my soul is dying.
stylistically and vocally, how do you make those kind of decisions musically? How do you know when to strip back, you know, a song or a sound, and you know, when to kind of have it more, you know, sort of laid bare a bit more, and then when to layer? So I'm interested in that.
In a song.
Yeah, like, you know, what's the connection? I mean, it doesn't even have to be like a direct link, but it just made me think about that. Like, okay, how do you know, decide, having heard a song, whether it be in your mind or even a song, you know, that's inspired you, as you said, and you want to do a version of it or whatever, how do you then decide, okay, this is going to be more stripped back, this is going to be more bare, you know, or this is going to be fuller and more layered, you know, when do you want to put the accessories, you know what I mean, like, you know, on it, or when do you want to, you know, sort of, you know, just go sporty and bare?
I think it depends. So if it's part of the song where there's a statement that really needs to be emphasized or remembered, then it would be, I would decide to strip it back and just have a statement and maybe a bit of percussion, and then once I've repeated that statement, I would build on it.
Okay.
So I think that's important in drumming that statement. So you build it on with different instruments, maybe a bass and then acoustic guitar, and add a bit more depth to it, and then that would help kind of emphasize that part of the song. So yeah, and maybe a bit of harmonies as well. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like the idea that, you know, obviously for me, from a visual style point of view, I kind of look at, you know, the outside and how that brings out the character of the person, or the character of what it is that they're aiming to do. But then obviously from a musical point of view, because you're, you know, a musician, a vocalist, it was very interesting for me to think, okay, I wonder how that affects the way you build, you know, you build songs, you build lyrics. So then I'm then wondering, your style of singing, you know, how would you describe that? Is that laid back? Is that, like, how would you describe that as a style?
Very raw and open and honest as well. The types of songs I tend to sing are about, like, just real life and what you tend to experience on an everyday basis. It's not like abstract, it's just like what it is, and about coping with different things that you go through in life. It's not like just a random thing conjured up from nowhere. It's like, you know, just real life and honest. So I'd say my style is more acoustic, because I don't tend to do anything with, you know, electronic stuff. It's just more acoustic, just raw, stripped back, and just relaxed. So it's kind of like inviting people in so they can just connect with me on that level, and there are less distractions, no synthesizers and all that. So I don't think that's the direction my music will ever take.
Okay.
I think I'd love to stay acoustic and very, very chilled, mellow.
Okay.
Like Indiari, basically.
Okay.
So that's how I music.
That's interesting. So if you were to do a collaboration with, you know, I don't know, think of somebody who's died. Like I love Barry White, right? When he was alive, something, that whole like big band thing when you said that. Because I always think of his music as like mellow, you know. And I don't know. But if there was a collaboration that you could do with somebody that maybe was from a different genre, what would tempt you into trying something that had a more, you know, synthesized, I can't even say that word. Synthesized. That's like crazy.
Yeah.
Synthesized sound, or you know, of a more electronic sound. You know, maybe, I don't know. Or are there any other collaborators that you sort of think, you know what, that sound isn't really what I would normally go for, but I think that would be really interesting combined with my own music? Are there any people like that?
One of So everything I listen to has just gone up.
Okay, so what kind of musicians do you listen to normally? That you think, oh, I kind of like their style. I'd like to sort of emulate the direction of their, not the direction of their music, but there's something about what they do that inspires you. Obviously, you've mentioned India Ari. What other people are there?
So Jonathan McReynolds,
Okay.
Layla Hathaway. I was listening to Legacy this morning.
Okay.
I haven't listened to her in a long time. Solange, Leanne Lahabaz.
The Solange is a little bit abstract though.
Yeah.
So when you said about not going for things that are abstract, but when I listen to her music, I think she's kind of abstract.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. Okay.
I changed, but now, yeah, because I come turn up like this looking on Canthro.
Oh, it's a boat party.
Yeah. No, it's like on the boat, it's in the restaurant.
So?
Looking like
I've
this.
got another
Make sure
barbecue
you
in
sound.
Dagenham, and I feel like the food would be better there. I'm very conflicted.
I'm recording, by the way, so whenever you guys are ready, go for
You
it.
can wear one of Cheese clothes.
Oh yeah, the British.
What, Daiji King?
Yeah, totally, bro. But then you won't go with my shoes.
No,
Looks like a
look,
proper.
It's London, you can pull off everything.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
But even in London, there's like a style.
I don't know.
This song is called The Kingdom, and it's just about God's glory and the majesty of His kingdom.
It tapped me on my shoulder today when I got home. I saw everything collecting dust, gave me hope there was something more. So I poured over pages, desperate to find out why the grip
listen to a bit of Anderson .Paak.
Okay.
I don't know, what guys do you listen to?
I don't know. I used to really like John B.
John B. No, I don't know who John B is.
Really?
What song did you sing?
Oh my goodness. Okay, because you talk a lot about Ghana when you grew up.
Yeah.
So, okay, hit me with some Ghanaian musicians that you like.
Ghanaian musicians.
Yes, or West African ones.
To be honest, it's a bit strange because growing up, we didn't listen to African music. Well, we listened to music that our parents would like
Okay.
and stuff, but we didn't, as children, we wouldn't, or teenagers, we wouldn't think, oh, African music is cool. Let's listen to it with you know.
So not even some Kuti.
I've heard a bit, and I've appreciated it. Yeah, but we never really listened to that. So we
Miriam
listened to
Makeba.
So we listened to like high life music.
High Life, oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Get me
yeah.
singing in my brain.
Yeah.
I dance by myself.
so, yeah, there were some African artists who used to play like more acoustic stuff.
Okay. So you weren't even into what's his name, Youssou N'Dour and those kind of people, all the Senegalese and Malian kind of music. Oh, I love all that stuff because that's very stripped back and very acoustic.
Obviously.
But has a very distinctly kind of African sound, which I love. Do you know what I mean? And I love the way they can build up a song just with one instrument. You know, like I just find that whereas Western music always feels like it needs, you know, just a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit, you know what I mean? And then we talk about acoustic like it's this unusual, okay, I'm stripping back now, it's acoustic. Do you know what I mean? Whereas what I love about this sort of, especially West African heritage is that it's very, you know, you can layer, you know, these sounds, but really a lot of times it's just one or two instruments. If you were to do a set with Snarky Puppy, okay, Snarky Puppy, because Layla Hathaway obviously has done a set with them. What would your song list be? 5 songs, what would be your song list? Obviously we'll have Sarah on back-end vocals, but what would your song list be? You can pick any artist, you can pick your own songs, but you get 5 songs to do with them.
Probably, a Jasmine Sullivan song. Probably Stuttering.
Okay, yes, you like Stuttering.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I'd heard it before,
Yeah.
and so I went back and listened to it again after we had that last discussion. And I do still like it, but I still would stick with my, you know, if it's from that period, I still stick with my, you know, Lions, you know,
Lions and Tigers.
Lion Tigers, yeah, bears.
Like an India song.
Okay.
What's my favorite song is? Oh, she has so many good songs.
She does.
The Truth? Yeah.
Which one is that one? How does that go?
Cause he is the truth, said he is
So
so real.
real, and I love the way that he makes me feel. And I am a reflection of you. Because I love that
Yeah, I
one.
like that
How
one.
does that go?
I wonder if he really knew that I see God in you. I wonder if you can see how much you
Yeah, I love her lyrics. I love. It always feels to me like she's singing from, like you were talking about, singing from a real place, you know, a place of life. I always feel like she's telling stories that come from a place of experience as a storyteller, and then she puts them in song, and I love that because I think even if you're not in that place, you still can relate to the human emotion behind it.
I think she makes herself vulnerable in her songs because, as you were saying, like she opens herself up and like invites you in to the emotion she was feeling, whatever she's going through.
Also quite uplifting. What I like about Indira is it's as though she takes you on a journey into the better version of yourself, which I love because from a stylistic point of view, that really is what I think style is versus fashion. You know, both, you know, visually as well as, you know, soul style, like music. Do you know what I mean? I think people that tell stories from that place, you know, that makes you aspire to be a better version of yourself. I think that's what touches the soul in music. That's what touches, you know, people in the way one carries themselves. I think, you know, I think that's what creates beauty in, you know. So what would you like? Would you like to be a backing singer? Would you like to do a duet? Would you like to
with India?
Yeah, what was it? What would be the ideal?
we could just meet and just, you know, I could just watch her. Maybe have like a songwriting session together, and then so I could kind of understand how she goes about the whole process, and then just sing together and see what we can come up with. That would be amazing. I really want to go and see her one day in America. And
like Mary J. Blige. I never thought I would enjoy. So it says, I mean, I love the realness of and rawness of her music, but I always thought it was just a sound that I could appreciate, you know, on vinyl or whatever. I never thought that it was something that I would really enjoy live. That girl is a vocal hustler. Like, you know, the people, they just sing and then they just left everything on stage. You can't even ask them for more. It's like, I just gave you my all. And I just, she won a fan, you know, really. The last concert I saw of hers, which again was at the North Sea Jazz Festival, she won a fan. Yeah, it might have been by mistake, but she gained a fan in me. Yeah, I was like, okay, no, you've got it.
Yeah. She hasn't really made much music.
Yeah, she's recently done her, you know, like the concert, the tour that she'd been doing. I don't know, I can't remember what that's called, but she did one with Maxwell. You know, they went on tour together. You know, he's another great one. Yeah, and cute with it too. But hey, we were talking about cuteness today. But what would be a Maxwell song you'd do? Maybe let's talk about that. Songs that you would do.
I really liked. Because I can't remember the words, but
So how does that go?
I'm standing outside this woman's world, this woman's world. Oh, it's hard on a man. Now it's all is over. Now it's time to find
I haven't
all the
father.
There's within you, today you'll remember me. Your face will be the reason I smile, but I will not say what happened now and forever. I'll always love you. I hope you feel the same.
Do you actually want us to sing the whole song?
You told me my affliction had to build up.
But you might have to start again because you guys are giving like a half-hearted rap.
What?
Seriously?
No, the lyrics.
Okay, find the lyrics on the phone. Let's get the lyrics. Let's do some ad libs here because that would be quite high.
I know.
Yeah, it is quite high, but you can get the high note. I'll just hum it.
I'll try to do big harmonies.
Trial. One day there'll be no remnants, no trace, no residual feelings within you. One day you won't remember me. Your smile,
Ooh, reason I smile. I can't read.
I see what I cannot have forever.
I was thinking, should I remix it? Should I change it around?
Do a remix version. What would be the remix? How would you remix that?
It's hard when it's such a
distinctive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to mess with it.
Right. So what would you remix? So pick a song maybe that you would. What would you remix?
It ain't working, and when I try to walk away, you'd hurt yourself to make me stay. This is crazy. This is crazy. I keep letting you back in. How can I explain myself? As painful as this thing has been, I just can't be with no one else.
You know, we could maybe an Adele song. We could change it.
Oh,
what do you think?
Okay, go on. Let's try. Like what?
Maybe Hometown Glory.
I don't know if I even know that.
You probably sing that before, haven't you?
It shows that we ain't gonna take it. Shows that we ain't gonna stand. Shows that we are united. From my hometown, memories are fresh. From my hometown, ooh, the people that I met are the wonder wonders of my world. Are the wonders of my world. Are the wonders of these worlds. Are the wonders of my world. Of my world. Yeah, of my world. Of my world. Yeah.
I was just kind of like.
I know, I like that. And I couldn't really join because I realized that that's actually like a song that I know the least of. You know, all the Adele songs.
really?
I was like, I mean, I know it, but like not to like even, you know. So I was like, oh, I'll just sit here and just like this.